Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another review of Anime Month. And next, since I start off with reviewing the Pokemon franchise of the Intego League, next I'm moving on to the next season of Adventures on the Orange Islands. And so I recall this from the original dates from the Intego League ran from 1997 from Japan. So I'm going by the original dates. So 1997 to 1999. Now, it started in 1999. Then the Adventures of the Orange Islands ran from 1999 ended in 1999. So the beginning of 1999 towards the end of 1999. So yeah. But the Orange Islands, Adventures in the Orange Islands, so begins with on Ash's next journey, which first off he goes back to his hometown in Pallet Town for his homecoming party from winning getting that far in the Pokemon League, and one thing leads to another that there's a group of Spearow led by a Fearow that's attacking a bunch of Pidgey and Pidgeotto. And the Fearow, the leader of the group, is that one Spearow that Ash, when he first started his journey, he threw a rock at which it was a Pokemon. He threw a rock at it. It was a Spearow. That Spearow evolved into that Fearow, and Ash's Pidgeotto couldn't stop it, so eventually it evolves into Pidgeot. So that he rides on Pidgeotto, defeats a Pidgeot to defeat the Spearow, and lets his Pidgeot stay to protect that group of Pidgey and Pidgeotto. So, and then he sets off to the Orange Islands, in which one thing leads to another is when Brocky decides to stay behind at this doctor's place, which he... Also, another that I forgot to mention in the original the previous season. We all know that Brock wants to become a Pokemon breeder, but we all know that he's always ogling over pretty girls. So he always goes an insane wild man, to whenever pretty girl is around. And throughout the series, later in the series, that's when Misty starts grabbing him by the ear and saying something sarcastic. It's like, "Oh, can it, Casanova?" Or, her heart might be in your hands, but your ear is in mine." Yeah, like quotes like that. But he decides to stay behind with the doctor and her little assistants. Well, Ash and Misty goes off to the Orange Islands, and of course the Team Rocket, they get separated. Well, on this blimp, though, a phony blimp. But they crash land, and eventually they meet Tracy, who's a Pokemon watcher. He's always taking sketches of Pokemon, watching Pokemon, taking sketches of them. And the Orange Islands has a new set of challenges where he gets these badges to get into the one who gets to challenge the ultimate challenger of the Orange Islands, who is a 6-on-6 battle. Who has a Dragonite. So the whole course of this one series, he's been going to. There are like four different. There are like, you can say gym leaders. You can say four. He has to win 4 badges to enter this league. To enter to the champion, you could say. And they're traveling with Tracy, and eventually one part where now there's only a few episodes that I consider my favorites in this series, though, and there's only 4. There's only 4 episodes of this series that I consider my favorites. So, like one part, one is not my favorite though, but one part where Tracy, he catches a Scyther, and he has a Marill too and a Venonat. But he found his wounded Scyther, and he eventually allows it to catch it. But that's not a favorite episode of mine. One of my first favorite episode of the series is In the Pink, where there's this island where no humans are allowed except for Officer Jenny and her other people that are allowed there, where all these Pokemon are pink because there's a certain fruit that goes only on that island. When they eat it, they turn pink. Like, Pikachu starts eating one, like, you see his cheeks and the tip of his tail, like, turn pink. So, and one point where they get chased by a pink Rhyhorn, and then Team Rocket gets chased by a pink Nidoking. And to one point where Togepi uses, you could say, he does this, and it's, technically, I would say it's Metronome. Allows him to teleport out of there. So, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite episodes of the Orange Islands. Next one is Bye Bye Psyduck, where Misty meets this one girl who is also a water Pokemon trainer, and like Misty, she wanted to, she wants to call her for all the Pokemon, but then, she drops her bag, but then she lifts it up, and it's a Golduck that comes out. So she assumes that her Psyduck evolved into Golduck. And at first, like, it does these poses, and Misty's like, oh, it's so adorable and cute and all that stuff. So she's so excited, and like even allows this Golduck to like listen to her commands and stuff. But at the end of the day, when he was gonna put Golduck back in the Pokeball, Sonic pops out of it. So this Golduck likes to pose for pretty girls, and Misty's like, it's like a Pokemon version of Brock. So, but yeah, Bye Bye Sonic's another one. Next one is Wherefore Art Thou Pokemon? And where they go to this one town and meets these two kids who are friends since babies, you can say. And they're always fighting because each one has a Nidoran, a female and a male Nidoran. And they're always competing against each other, who's is better. And both the Nidoran are in love, but their trainers don't see that though, and they always pull him away apart from each other. Even with Team Rocket tries to convince them, but no good. So they take them both, and eventually, after defeating Team Rocket, the two Nidoran share a little smidge kiss, and makes them both evolve into a Nidorina and a Nidorino. And Tracy makes a joke like, "I wonder what made them evolve. Was it the battle or the kiss?" And Missy's like, it's like into that. There's also a funny thing through this series, like some people make an indication that Misty likes Ash, even Pokemon the movie 2000 as well. So, and she kind of turns a blind eye to that, when she kind of gets a little red though, but turns a blind eye to that. Yeah. And my last favorite episode of this series is Charizard Chills. So this is the episode where Charizard finally listens to Ash. Because he meets this one trainer who is a Poliwrath with a championship belt and wants to fight Charizard. He sees that Charizard is powerful though, but does not listen to his trainer. So Poliwrath uses Ice Beam and freezes Charizard, except for the tip of his tail that sticks out. So the whole time, even though Charizard never listened, Ash never gave up on him. And the whole time he's just been throughout the whole night thawing him out, keeping his body warm. And Ash is telling him ever since back when he was a Charmander, etc. And even Charizard has the flashbacks too as well. So he gets his flame strength back, and he now listens to Ash when he fights Poliwhirl. And it's with this seismic toss like he did with Magmar back with Blaine in the original back in the Kanto League. So that's my last favorite episode. So there's only 4 episodes I consider my favorites in during the thing of the time of the Orange Islands. At one point where Ash catches a Snorlax. Eventually, he wins all the badges and gets to challenges the what's the guy's name? Who has the Dragonite? Drake, that's the guy's name, Drake. And it's a full 6-on-6 battle, and what consists of Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Lapras, because I forgot to mention that it's a young Lapras, allows him to catch him, but eventually after he defeats Drake, he lets it go back to its herd. But Lapras, Charizard, and Tauros, which he, of course, and I forgot to mention in my review of the Indigo League, where in one of the forbidden episodes, you can say, that where Ash was in the Safari Zone and where we're dealing with Dratini and Dragonair, where he ended up catching like 30 Tauros. So, well, if you know he had a Tauros, that's from that uncensored, unaired episode of Pokemon, including the one I forgot to mention in my review of the Indigo League, is that episode of dealing with Porygon, where that episode caused so many, due to the flashing lights and stuff and blinking lights, it caused so much, for Japanese viewers back then, so much seizures and all this the crazy stuff that happened. Many of them were sent to the hospital. It's like, man, that episode with Porygon, all the blinking flashy lights and stuff that cause all that to have like blindness and like dizziness, or even I think even diarrhea. God, and especially seizures as well, man. Yeah, I forgot to bring that up though, but yeah, but that's what he got his Tauros from the Safaris on that unaired episode. Eventually, his Pikachu defeats Dragonite and he wins the trophy and earns place in the Hall of Fame of the Orange Islands champions. And after which he lets Lapras go back to its herd and back to where he first started. So, and eventually back to Palatown. So, but yeah, the Pokemon Adventures in the Orange Islands. I still enjoy the series. Like I said, I enjoy all the series though, so I don't think there's not a single thing I hate about the series. So, but I enjoy the Adventures of the Orange Islands. And it's also one of the times that Ash wins something, you know. Because, like, he lost in the Indigo League, and he lost the Johto League, he lost the Hoenn League, the Sinnoh League, and, of course, with the loss of the... what was the one from Black and White? Give me a second here. After the Sinnoh League. What was the region? I always forget to see the region of that one. Yeah, the Unova League. Yeah, that's what it was. The Unova League. So yeah, he lost the Unova League, and of course the Kalos League as well. Which after he lost the Kalos League, that created like controversy. I guess people were sick and tired of him always losing in a league. They want to see him win in the league. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, can we see it? Because he's trying to be a Pokemon master, but he's not yet won a league yet. So So it's like that's the guy. I guess people got a little pissed at that. So he goes, we want to see it win a Pokemon League. Yeah, which which I agree to. So, but yeah, but like the only things he won was the Orange Island Champions and the Battle Frontier. So, but the Adventures of the Orange Islands, I still enjoy the series. Well, as I said, I'll always enjoy all the series. So, but it's still an enjoyable series to watch. And eventually, other ones, including like when Misty catches a Poliwag, or speaking of the War Turtle here, Ash meets with what was the guy's name who with his War Turtle squad, which comes an episode later in the Johto League. So, but I still enjoy the Orange Islands League, so it's still another good show, a good series of it. So, but that's my review of Pokemon Adventures in the Orange Islands. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next one for the Johto Journeys. And also forgot to mention, as for the theme of this one, we all live in a Pokemon world. Just really quick to mention that I like that theme as well. So just before I forget, otherwise I would have. Yeah, we all live in a Pokemon world. Pokemon. Still enjoy that theme too, though. But the first theme is still better. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the review of Johto Journeys. Later.